Now, how about the comfort of these boots? Well, I'm happy to report that they are very comfortable. They are a little bit stiff starting out, but as you can see, I've already worn them a couple of times just for walks around the neighborhood. And I've also, obviously wore them around the house just to make sure that they were okay. And the comfort, the underfoot comfort is very good. It's almost as good as the Allen Edmonds Daltons. I would say it's 95% there, but it is miles better than the Higgins Mill, and it is miles better than some of my other dress shoes that I have, obviously. So I'd have no issues wearing these all day, walking around New York City, Manhattan, taking the train, standing, not any issues at all. Now, I do want to mention that the break-in process isn't necessarily painless. We usually isn't with any boots. You do get quite a bit of stiffness up around the ankle area. And for me in particular, with my left foot, it did start to get a bit sore up here. It's almost as if the front of my ankle right here where it transitions from the foot to the shin, I found a lot of pressure points here. I do have a thinner ankle on my left side, meaning that I have to cinch them up tighter around my left foot than I do on my right foot, or my left ankle rather than my right ankle. I didn't have any issues with the ankle or with anything over here. The right boot rather, felt totally fine. The left boot, I did start to feel a bit of pressure points. This is starting to go away, but it is something that I wanted to mention just to make sure you have your expectations set, since most of the time if you're wearing a pair of nice boots, they are going to be stiff and you are going to experience a little bit of discomfort on break-in. But you shouldn't have any blisters, any pinching, anything like that, and that's where I had no problems at all with these boots. The underfoot comfort, overall comfort of the boot, the room in the toe box, absolutely fine. Let's continue the discussion of comfortable shoes. Let's say you need to dress up with a suit and tie, the whole 9 yards. You're gonna have to wear something like this, a proper dress shoe from maybe, let's say, Allen Edmonds. You probably don't have the exact same shoe that I have. Maybe you have something like a Black Park Avenue like I used to have. This is gonna be great. However, your feet are gonna hurt if you're like me. These are not the greatest for walking longer than 2 or 3 miles, which is about an hour of walking. Your feet are gonna start to be bothering you. You also have something that's a little bit more comfortable, like the Beckett Simidon Kent Wingtip Derby. Open lacing means less pressure points. The shoe, almost said the boot, the shoe does have a lot more room, but just take a look at the side profile. These are a bit too chunky when compared to the Oxford. I gotta hide my face so that the camera doesn't see me. Check it out. These definitely do look nice, but they are a very chunky dress shoe, and I would say they're a casual shoe only. So you really can't wear these much past a pair of khakis and a sport coat. Even with a casual suit, if it's a slim fit suit, these won't look quite right. You could go the route that a lot of people go and wear something like a hybrid shoe. But honestly, guys, as much as I love my hybrid shoes, they do not hold a candle to a proper shoe like the McAllister. I mean, just take a look at the difference. If you're wearing a suit, of course, this one is the shoe you should go for. However, the comfort is not going to be anywhere near as good on this one as it will be on this one. But just look at the wrinkles in the Cole Haans hybrid shoe. Overall, it's just a cheaper shoe, and when you're wearing it with a suit, these were only designed to be worn in casual situations. So when you need something that has the comfort of a hybrid dress shoe, but the formality and the classic timeless style of a traditional dress shoe, this is where a dress boot like the Allen Edmonds Landon Capto comes in clutch. It has that nice, classic, timeless style. It's very sleek. It's very sophisticated, and I forgot the other word, very elegant looking. It's not big and bulbous like the Beckett Simidon wingtip that I showed you. It's slimmer than that. It looks miles better, again, since it is a proper dress shoe inspired dress boot, than when compared to something like a Cole Haans sneaker, dress shoe hybrid, whatever they want to call this thing nowadays. It doesn't even know what it is, an identity crisis. But it's going to maintain the comfort level of something like this and get you 95% there. You're not going to get that cushy outsole, that cushy rubber sneaker-like outsole, but it is going to be a lot more comfortable than something like a McAllister. This is where dress boots really excel. And I would say that if you are wearing dress shoes all the time and your feet are killing you, and you just had to throw the towel in and get a pair of Cole Haans original brands like this, I would urge you to try to find a pair of either these or something just like it. But something like this, or the Dalton, or just a boot in general that has a bit more of a thicker sole is going to do a lot better for you if you have foot problems or if you have any sort of comfort issues, if you're on your feet a lot or you're going to walk a long time. So that's the initial overview and the first look of the Allen Edmonds Landon cap-toe boot. Like I said, let me take a look at how much they are on their website right now. Time of filming this video, the Landon cap-toe boot is $299. That's actually a pretty decent deal. I think I paid around $299 or $350, somewhere in that ballpark. $329 probably when I bought them back in the Rediscover America sale at the beginning of October. Speaking of price, I recently got this comment I'll throw up on the screen right over here saying if the Allen Edmonds Landon is $250 and the Thursday Captain is $200, which one would I recommend? I ended up answering it saying that if you could only have one and you want to get a nice boot that's going to last you a lot longer and you're not just going to beat the hell out of it, wear it in the rain and snow consistently, then definitely the Landon cap-toe boot is going to be your better bet at the price of $250, since it's only $50 more than the Thursday Captain. However, if you've already got a couple of nice pair of shoes and you're just looking for a pair of shoes or a pair of boots rather that you can wear in wet weather, you can wear in the snow, snow shoveling, you don't have to worry about it, a beater pair, then the Thursday Captain is going to be your best bet. It is going to be a little bit better on the comfort level on this so far. Again, we have to test more of that. If I could only have one, I'd probably go with the Landon cap-toe just because it's more important to me to have something that I can dress all the way up. It's going to cover a lot more bases. And then I would just do things like wear it over shoe or wear a galoche over this. It's going to be a much cheaper option, just so that if I do end up wearing them in the rain or the snow, I don't totally destroy them. But it is nice that you don't have a leather sole here, so these would be my pick. However, for my wardrobe, I would have both of these. Some other alternatives to the the Landon cap-toe would be the Thursday Captain, not in this color, but they make it in some nicer leathers with a day-night inspired outsole. The brown color is nice. I had those for a while. They were too dark for me. I would get them in brandy, which I think looks absolutely awesome. Those are going to be the same price, $200, but they're going to look a lot nicer. You're going to be able to dress them up a lot more than the more casual version like you see right here. And also, Beckett and Simonon make some great shoes. Here I have the Kent Wingtip Derby. I don't wear this one that much, especially since we're here approaching winter in the Northeast. This one is also a bit too bulky for me. That is not their fault. That's my fault for not looking at pictures closely when I was looking at the shoes. But they do make this one in a wingtip, or in a boot version rather, called the Nolan Brogue boot, which comes up to here. That is the shoe that I would get if I lost my Allen Edmonds Daltons. Since the Allen Edmonds Daltons are actually discontinued, I would definitely pick up a pair of the Nolan Brogue boots, which is this exact shoe, just in a boot version, meaning it's going to give you a much better closure and give you better comfort while also being more casual and just as dressy. So there you go, initial overview of the Allen Edmonds Landon cap-toe boot. Been looking at this boot for a long time, very psyched that I got it. Check them out, see what price they are, depending on what time you're watching this video or what date you're watching this video. The price is going to fluctuate probably between $300 and $500. And as always, thanks for watching.